Hey everybody, it's Greg from Park Journey. Hope you're all doing well. So Saturday went to Universal Studios Hollywood with Gabe from Theme Park Duo for a few hours in the evening. Actually spent like 7 hours in the park, which was kind of surprising. It didn't feel like 7 hours at all. Just kind of hanging out. Did a couple attractions. Obviously pictures and video of Halloween Horror Nights progress. Some progress on the rumored coaster for the upper lot, and things like that, and also some really cool. I'm going to start there. Some really cool monsters, Universal Monsters merchandise that I happened to find just by chance because I needed a hat. I didn't have a hat. And if you're like me, you will only sunburn your head once. So I had to get a new hat and found some cool Monsters merch and got a new mummy hat. So we'll start off there. But lots to get to. We even got a nighttime tour. Did the last studio tour of the evening, which was always fun. So some video and stuff of that as well. I'll kind of throw in there. But before I get into the update, make sure you click below to subscribe to our channel. As always, it is very greatly appreciated. All right, so we're going to start off in the front of the park. So just a look at the entrance to the park here. It was another gloomy day here in Southern California. We usually get May gray and June gloom, but this is kind of excessive, and I think we're going to pay for it in August and September with the heat wave. But I hope not, but yeah, it's been kind of gloomy. Missed the sun. Anyway, so here we are in the main store of Universal Studios Hollywood. So you'll see here some monster merchandise here. Here's the new stuff. This is the a mummy hat, which this is the one that I got. I'm usually a person who likes fitted hats, but I really do like these designs. They all have kind of sayings on the side as well. New Frankenstein shirt and little characters and stuffed animals, or I don't know if they're stuffed animals or what are they called. Mummy shirt here, which is fantastic. The Black Lagoon, the creature here. Again, more stuffed animal stuff, whatever it's stuffed with. It's not stuffed with animals. Coffee mugs and shot glasses, and there's the Wolfman. So the hats they had the Mummy, they had Frankenstein, Bride. He said that the Wolfman hat is coming soon, so I think I'm probably going to end up getting the entire collection at some point, just because I want them all. So here is the Wolfman. And then just a few others here, more coffee mugs. So I'm really glad to see this merchandise there. And there was a lot of people looking at it, buying it. I know I've said this in a few updates, but it's just kind of hilarious that there's like two things for Fast and Furious, and they're supposedly building a new coaster based on that franchise. And there is no merchandise for Fast and Furious, but yet you've got Jaws and Back to the Future and now Universal Monsters. Even just from a perspective of merchandising, I don't think that Fast and Furious is gonna sell like what these do. So it just seems kind of weird. I'll be honest with you, but I would love to do redo, like do it Monsters theme and bring back Dracula's Castle right there to where it used to be in the park. So some more merchandise here. You got the Frankenstein's monster there, the Bride, a couple of different designs. They got a long sleeve and a short sleeve, which would be, long sleeve nice for those Halloween Horror Nights, evenings when you're gonna do Chainsaw Chase Out. Sometimes you need a long sleeve shirt there. More shot glasses here, coffee mugs. If you've seen our updates, I don't need more coffee mugs in my house. Little plates, maybe for like sauces or whatever. There's the Frankenstein and the Bride hat, kind of the same style as the Mummy one, just different colors. At some point, I'm sure I will end up having them all. And then another Bride shirt here on the top, white. I don't wear white shirts, so I'll be skipping that one. And then a couple more shirts, a bucket hat. I don't do bucket hats. They don't fit my head and they don't look good on me. And then there's a Frankenstein snapback, which I actually did like, but I like the other ones a little bit better. I think they refer to these as dad hats. So, and there's the Bride. I think that's so cool. I love it. And then a blanket here as well. If you were not aware, Universal Studios Hollywood now has mobile ordering. It's only at two places right now, a Minion Cafe and Hollywood and Dine on the upper lot. But very simple. As soon as you go in the app, you can go in and choose, mobile ordering, choose, add to your cart. Just, very typical of other mobile ordering, apps and things like that. So really, really easy to do. We didn't actually use it as far as picking up, but the wait time was about 5 minutes after this, and the food lines were rather long on Saturday when we were there. So it seems like it would be very useful and very quick. So next time I go to the park, I will definitely make sure that I order something on the mobile ordering to kind of complete the process here. But I did want to show a little bit that they do now have mobile ordering, which is fantastic. So look at the upper lot here. This is the facade for the maze here on the upper lot. Again, still no idea what this is. Hoping we'll get some kind of Halloween Horror Nights announcement sometime this week. Really, really itching to kind of get some announcements here for Halloween Horror Nights on both coasts, or even, Fright Fest or Scary Farm, or something. We did get this, a Scary Farm announcement last week. So there is that facade there. Again, we don't know what it is. And then moving over towards where the special effects and animal actors used to be, walls completely around now. So again, production control, as we reported last week, was being gutted, and now you can see that it's completely walled off. Production Central is no more. And then they've got walls all the way around the special effects stages now. And you can see they are starting to tear some stuff apart. It seems a very interesting place to start. Just right there on the edge, but that's where they're starting. So at this point, I would assume that Jabberwockies are not coming back for Halloween Horror Nights this year. There has been rumors that Slaughter World is making a comeback, which I would be absolutely 100% behind. I hope that does happen. You can see that it's no longer the special effects show; it's now the effects show, and the effect is that the building is coming down and being used, or at least parts of the building are coming down. We don't know if the entire building is coming down, but you can see they're starting to work on that particular area. So maybe they're going to kind of use the facade a little bit. Who knows? We'll see. And then there is the stuff that they're doing on the top of the building. They were doing some sound testing, as we mentioned in our update a couple weeks ago. There, and then you can see some work being done right above the Universal City sign. But they, were kind of tearing down. You could see parts of the animal actor stage kind of coming down a couple of weeks ago. But they were not testing the roller coaster audio while we were at the park. Moving down, the Universal, the house that is directly behind the Mummy. No idea what this actually is yet. Last year, this is where the Universal Monsters Maze was. So possibly this is going to be where the Universal Monsters Maze is again. Not sure. We'll find out hopefully soon. And then this one, I think we're getting a clearer idea of what this house is going to be. If you look at the facade a little bit, you see that circle. It'll zoom in here in a second. You see that circle. It is very similar to Holidays in Hell. So it looks like we might be getting Holidays in Hell back, which I am completely fine with. It was one of our favorites. I think it was our favorite house, and that was 2021? Or was it 2019? I can't remember. My dates are so screwed up. But yeah, so if that comes back, I'll be completely happy with it. So that, I think, like I said, I think we're getting a pretty good idea of what that one is down there on the lower lot. And then we did go into Super Nintendo World. We were going to do the single rider line for Mario Kart, but it was basically stretched all the way across the top there. So we ended up going in the standby line, and so I picked somebody out that was right in front of us in the single rider line. And then we went in the standby line. It was posted about 90. We waited about 70, and we got on before that person in the single rider line. So keep that in mind if you are wanting to do single rider and it is stretched across the entire, it's filling up the single rider queue on the top. It is over an hour. But there was some kind of party going on at the park after it was orthodontia. I'm guessing they had bought up the park after the closing of the park. So there was an event going on in the stage where the weekend was last year. So there were some posts earlier in the week saying that that's for Halloween Horror Nights. It wasn't. It was for this party. So yeah. So I don't think anything has actually started construction in that soundstage as of yet. So as I mentioned, we did get to do a nighttime tour here. The lighting looks absolutely fantastic at night. It's kind of nice to see. It was pretty funny though, because there was a person in a cart that was kind of following our tour. And each time we would pass something on the tour, we would look back and the lights were getting turned off, which I thought was kind of funny. So after we did King Kong, we looked down at at New York Street and everything, and kind of the lights were kind of dimming and getting turned off, which I thought was kind of funny. So just to look at the New York streets at night again, because it's very rare these days that we actually get to go and experience this area of the studio tour.
So it's not exactly New York, but a lot of times when you see New York in the movies, it was shot right here on the Universal Metro sets. If you can make it here, you can make it anywhere, even if you make it here on the Universal lot.
And also take a look at the picture cards. We don't do nighttime tours. Usually when I'm on the tram studio tour, I'm on the other side as well. So I figured this time, since I was on the left side of the studio tour, take a look at what is usually not part of our videos when we highlight this. So the picture cards here are pretty great. And then, as you know, there are some other picture cards on the other side of the Bates Motel. They've added in when they took out the Grinch sets.
We have our gyrosphere here from Jurassic World. Now you might be wondering, where is that glass dome? Well, that's because we added it later in post-production using CGI, computer-generated imagery. Because they did not want to get the reflection of the glass while filming the scene. They would just get the reflection of the crew, and that would completely ruin the illusion. Now, since we can do anything we want to here at Universal Studios.
And then, just because we don't normally sit on the side of the studio tour, and night tours are rare these days, I wanted to share some of the flash flood at night here. Always a fun thing.
And we hide sprinklers all around our buildings and trees to get the rain effect. And here we go. Rain. Isn't that beautiful? Now lighting is very important here. We want to front light our main characters and back light the rain to make it appear more on camera. And we can just turn it off just like this. Makes it so easy. Just like this. Sorry, it's not working. Oh no. Oh no. Second cover. Congratulations, you just survived our flash flood. You might also recognize the scene of Big Bad Liar. On your left-hand side, you're going to see Norman's mother's house. Now, in 1959, for the 1960s film, we just built the outside, just this side and the front of it. Oh, there's Mother now. And for our interior scenes, we filmed in a soundstage. Now, from one horror scene to a horrific scene, welcome to War of the Worlds.
And then lastly, rumors are that War of the Worlds set is not long for the studio tour, but we'll see. It definitely does look better at night. So if you've done Halloween Horror Nights, you know that this is part of the Terror Tram every year. So I definitely think that would be a loss for that part of it. But as far as losing it on the studio tour, it's been there for quite a while. Definitely would, looking forward to seeing something new. Just a side note on this as well, the Nope section of the studio tour was closed. It looked like they were doing some work in there. I don't know if they're taking that down. I don't know if it was a temporary addition to the studio tour or not. Perhaps some work for Halloween Horror Nights, who knows. But we didn't get a really good look at it because, it was so dark out. Speaking of not getting very good looks at things because it's dark out, as we were approaching the end of the tour, just a look up at the Curious George houses here. Not really much to see as you're kind of going through. Just a little peek right here that has the facade of one of the houses. I'll throw in a still picture here just so you can take a look at it, but can't really see much of anything. Apparently there was some talk that once the facade goes up, it would be very obvious what it is. So they're kind of holding off on finishing that up before they announce it, because it would be pretty obvious what the house actually is. So take that for what you will. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that update from Universal Studios Hollywood. We'll be back with another update, I'm sure, in a few weeks. I don't know. We don't have any plans to get back to the park anytime soon. But hopefully some announcements will start happening here fast and furiously for Halloween Horror Nights. And then obviously we'll have a little bit more specific updates as far as what these houses are and things like that. There is a Halloween Horror Nights panel at Midsummer Scream coming up at the end of July, as always. We will be there. We are luckily enough to be included with the media again this year for Midsummer Scream, which is always a blast. Here's a look at all of the panels that are going on for all of the events. So looking forward to all of that. Make sure you get your tickets. I'll put a link in the description of the video. All right, everybody, take care, and we will talk to you soon.